Hey, what is up, everybody? This is your boy AJ Trip, and welcome to That's a Shoot. This is my weekly episode where I talk about the good and bad in the world of professional wrestling, called Put Over and Bury, and then I talk about a main topic. Unless we on or something like today, and today we are doing we're doing no Put Over, no Bury. We're just going to the main topic. And the main topic is the Royal Rumble predictions. The Royal Rumble is tomorrow night. Um, So we are going to, I'm going to give you my predictions. And this year in 2020, we are doing something a little different as well. Because not only am I doing my predictions, but I'm also keeping score so that at the end of the year after TLC, I'll see how my predictions was this year. And also, I will be doing predictions for the NXT stuff, and the regular NXT, not NXT UK, or anything like that. And depending on certain things. I may do an AEW pay per view as well. I may do one sometime this year. It depends. Depends if what's you know what they have going on. So I may do one AEW pay per view. I'm not sure. Don't count on it. But right now, it's just supposed to be all of the WWE stuff and the NXT pay per views. And speaking of that, there is one coming on tonight. It is NXT Worlds Collide. I will not be doing my predictions for that show. I also will not be doing a rapid reaction for that later on tonight. I may give you I'm gonna try and watch it tonight. We'll see that, and then I may give you my thoughts on it um, tomorrow after doing the Royal Rumble rapid reaction, or maybe I might give it to you next week in That's a Shoot for next week. So I may talk about it also on my podcast. I have a podcast. Make sure you look in the description box and look at all of the links, and there find if wherever you can get your podcast at, you can find mine. So I'm gonna talk about it on my podcast as well. But yeah, I will try to watch it tonight and maybe give you some thoughts on it, possibly tomorrow night. Definitely next week during that to shoot. So that being said, let's go ahead. Let's check things out. No, we're not checking things out. Let's start the prediction show. So the latest match to be announced for the Royal Rumble is the United States Championship match between Andrade and Humberto Carrillo. This all happened after Monday night, after the ladder match between Rey Mysterio and Andrade. Andrade retained his U.S. title. He decided to try and go for the Hammerlock DDT on the steel concrete. Humberto Carrillo was in the lucha mask. He was at ringside. He jumped over the barricade and revealed himself, and and then that's where this match now come for. I'm not sure how they're gonna do this. Let's see, there are one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. This would be eight. So there's probably a good possibility that this will be on the pre-show, um, kickoff show tomorrow. But we do the pre-shows anyway. My feeling on this is that it is going to be Andrade. I think he's going to retain the United States Championship against Carrillo, but I think they're gonna, you know, put Carrillo over big because they don't want him to come back and just make him look weak. So I think they're gonna put over Andrade, and he's gonna retain the United States Championship. Another match looking to be possibly on the kickoff show is Sheamus versus Shorty G. Sheamus came back and he immediately went after Shorty G. This is after a match with one of the members of the Revival, Shorty G had, and then they were going to double team. And Sheamus came down pretending like he was going to make the save, and obviously he went and he attacked Shorty G. It looks like it's going to be some they're doing the thing where once again Shorty G is going to be talked about on his size, and they're going to have Sheamus be the guy who wants to put down people smaller than him. So I'm not sure how this will work out. My guess would be is that they're not going to have Sheamus lose his first match back, so I'm going to go with the Celtic Warrior Sheamus winning in that match. Roman Reigns versus King Corbin in a Falls Count Anywhere match is the next match we're going to go. And this has been brewing for the longest time. This goes back to almost, you can say, almost goes back to when WWE SmackDown first premiered on Fox. It started, so this has been a long feud for Corbin and Reigns, and this could be the end. I'm not certain if it will be the end, but I think this could be the end of the feud. Um, and this, I don't know what, I'm not sure where they're going with this, because if they go the way that people think they're going to go in the Royal Rumble, there's absolutely no reason for King Corbin to not win this, not win this match. But you have to say that after everything Corbin has done to Reigns, you would think that um, getting Reigns is the way that they go about it. So and I also don't think they're going to do the thing where they're going to have Reigns win, win both matches. He's either going to win the Rumble or he's going to win this match. Um, I'm going to say that he's going to win this match. So for the Falls Count Anywhere match, my pick will be the big dog, Roman Reigns. Next, we look at the SmackDown Women's Championship as Bayley takes on Lacey Evans. Now Lacey made a face turn, excuse me, after the Survivor Series when the Survivor Series women lost to NXT and the NXT women, and I think there's been some. The Bayley and Sasha blamed the women on SmackDown instead of taking themselves, almost like what Seth Rollins did. And Lacey was the one to step up. Lacey and Dana Brooke, actually, and it's kind of been what they've been doing. They've been kind of doing this Lacey and Sasha stuff, and I'm not sure if Sasha's really hurt or if Sasha's, she's right now apparently recording her rap album or something like that. So I'm not sure what is going on. So I don't know if she's hurt or if they're using that to keep her off of television to do her album. But Bayley has been stepping up and taking the force of it, and for the last couple of weeks, and now it's Bayley versus Lacey Evans at the SmackDown for the SmackDown Women's title. And here's the thing, like I'm really torn on this one because I could really see them trying to put because they obviously they've liked Lacey. They liked Lacey from the first time they probably saw her, and they like her story with her being a Marine in the past. They've obviously made definitely some stuff about that. Especially they tried to do last night. So it's going to be what they see in her. So my thing is, would they put the title on Lacey Evans? After what they did with Bayley, but Bayley's got really something going on here. I know that she's talked about that. I saw some stuff on YouTube where she's like, she's not been, she doesn't think her heel turn has gone the way that she would like, but I probably would need to watch the full video to see what she would say or something like that. But I think her heel turn has been fine. It's been really good. I really enjoyed it. I like her as a heel. And to be honest, I kind of feel like there's a part of me that thinks that I can see them going with Lacey Evans, but there's another part of me that says I really do think that they are, that they can see stuff in Bayley. But I kind of think if they're heading down Sasha Banks, Lacey Evans, and they're going to continue to do it because this is the main feud. This is the main feud. This is Sasha Banks versus Lacey Evans, and Bayley's just in it right now just to be in it. So I can really see them putting the title on Lacey Evans at Royal Rumble, them having a rematch at the Elimination Chamber or the Fast Lane, whatever pay-per-view they're doing this year. If they still might be doing both, and then having Lacey and Sasha at WrestleMania be the match. And I think that's the way I'm going to go with it. I'm going to say that the winner of the SmackDown Women's Championship match is Lacey Evans. The Raw Women's title is on the line as Becky Lynch, the champion, takes on Asuka, who is one half of the tag team champion. Now, what they've been doing is they've been doing the story of where Becky Lynch doesn't seem to be able to beat Asuka. She lost to her at the last year's Royal Rumble. for the women's title match, SmackDown women's title, and she's lost in some various matches since then for some other matches, and then she lost the tables, ladders, and chairs match. So they've been doing this thing as if Becky Lynch can't, can she beat Asuka? This is the story. She's having self doubt about being able to beat Asuka in this match. So this should be a pretty good match. I think both these women should probably put out all the stops in this one. And but I think Becky Lynch is holding this title to WrestleMania. I don't think it would be a shock for Asuka to win the Raw Women's Championship. So yeah, I'm looking for Becky Lynch to go ahead and to win the Raw Women's, not win, but retain. She'll win the match and retain the Raw Women's Championship match. The Universal Championship is on the line. The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, takes on Daniel Bryan in a strap match. Now this isn't the old school strap where you have to touch all of the four corners and have and then in succession to win the match. What you have to do is by pinfall or submission, which is a lot better. I think that's the way you need to go. You need to. I think some of these matches should be like I have no problem with the four corners. I really don't, because that's how the strap matches used to be when when I was growing up. So I'm used to them, and I think it's four corners. I think it's okay. I do think that it does seem to be always formulaic, way it is, where the heel touches one, and then sometimes it's been the baby face, but I think it's been the heel touches one, the baby face touches it behind him, and then he goes second, and then it goes to the fourth one, and the fourth one, the heel, unknowingly knowing that the baby face has touched the three corners behind him, throws him into the fourth one, and then that's how the other player wins. The other guy wins. So it can be formulaic. I will admit that, but for the most part, I have no problem with the four corners. But I also do like the fact that this is going like a pinfall and submission match, and that's what some of these other things should be. So I think a strap match that way is the way it should be. I think like if you have any type of chain match or dog collar match, it should be pinfall and or submission, something like that. So when you are tethered to the other player, I think that's the way it goes. The bull rope match, all those other things. So yeah. So anyway, I forget what I'm here to do, and that's predict. I think the Fiend is going on to WrestleMania. Obviously, they could put the title on Daniel Bryan, do a switch, because Daniel Bryan has kind of regained his following as the Yes Movement. So it would make sense to put the title on Daniel Bryan. And also, if you're gonna do Roman Reigns winning the Royal Rumble, I would rather see Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan as a match than Roman Reigns as the Fiend, just because I don't, the way they're doing the Fiend right now is not the way, I would like to see them do the Fiend, and especially if Roman Reigns is trying to beat the Fiend. So, but I also think that this is just, it is what it is, and here comes the Fiend as your winner in retaining the Universal Championship. Next, the Women's Royal Rumble match, and we've got some more people added to it, but it's not been known. A lot of people have been saying it's been disappointing the way they've kind of built the Royal Rumble match this year, not announcing a lot of the women who are going to participate. And on one hand, I understand that. I do understand that it is a, there are so many things that they are doing with it, and or not doing with it, I should say, that is unfortunate. But I also think that it's, sometimes, when you have so many things and you have all these people that they're trying to, to get in place that sometimes things like this are going to happen and things are going to slip your mind. I don't think it's been intentional where they just said, screw the women. But I think they've been doing Becky Lynch and Asuka. They've been doing Lacey Evans and Bailey, and then they've also been doing this Lana and Liv stuff. So right now they're trying to just focus on these women, and maybe it's like, well, we shouldn't be, that's something that shouldn't be happening, but it kind of is. And also they've also been focusing on Charlotte Flair. She's been the main person, and she's the person that you would think would win the women's Royal Rumble match, because that's who they've been focusing on when it comes to the Royal Rumble. However, there are so many rumors about Ronda Rousey coming back, and there are so many other things about other surprises that this to me seems like the bait and switch, the swerve that's coming. They're putting all their focus on Charlotte Flair winning the Royal Rumble, but she may not get even close to the finals. She may not even get close to the finals. I think this is probably something where it's estimate she will get to the finals, but it's going to be her and the eventual winner. And I think I'm going to go with the people and say that this is Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler's time to win the Royal Rumble. They gave her a lot of pub at Survivor Series. She's been Shayna 2 times, and she's been the longest reigning women's champion in NXT. So I kind of think that this is exactly where they're going, and I'm not gonna be surprised if Ronda comes back and if Ronda's in it. I'm not gonna be surprised. I'm also not gonna be surprised if Charlotte Flair wins it as well. But I truly do believe that it is um, probably going to be either Ronda or Shayna, and I'm selecting Shayna Baszler as the winner of the women's Royal Rumble match. And of course, the men's Royal Rumble. And there are so many ways they can go here. Brock Lesnar is going to be number one, and he could easily end up being the winner. There's Roman Reigns, who is the odds-on favorite. It looks to be Reigns versus Fiend at WrestleMania, which I really hope they change their mind about. And it doesn't seem to be anything set in stone per se. So things can change, and I do hope that they change it, because I just think that they've done so much good with Roman Reigns, getting him back, being cheered by the fans, and for the most part, that at some point it is just it would be a thing to do all that good work and then just have just to have Roman Reigns beat the Fiend, and he possibly be booed again out of the building. So I'm not sure if that's the exact way to go. And there's a lot of other people that could win it too. I think Drew McIntyre can win it. They've really been pushing him lately on Monday Night Raw, so he is a favorite. And then there are rumors about Tyson Fury and Cain Velasquez entering the Royal Rumble, and they could be in it, and then they could win it, and then they could go on to WrestleMania if take on Brock Lesnar. So there's a lot of things that are going on down here. And I said earlier in this video that I don't think that they're going to have Roman Reigns win both matches. I don't think so. I think he's either going to win the Rumble, or he's going to win his match against King Corbin. And I've picked Roman Reigns to win his match against King Corbin, meaning that I'm not going to pick him to win the Royal Rumble. So then it just comes down to who do I feel can do it, and I truly do think that they could have Lesnar go all the way from one to to the end and have him win the Royal Rumble. A lot of people don't think that's going to happen because they don't expect, because Lesnar doesn't work like that. But I think that he does. I think that he would do that. For the right pay, he would go that long. I also would not be surprised You know, if we got a surprise winner, you know, because if let's just say here, if King Corbin's in the match, if King Corbin were to win the uh, Royal Rumble match, that would not that would not surprise me at all. Now, what they would do is they would do something to take the title off the Fiend before then, um, in some kind of crazy way, and then maybe have Undertaker cost him the title, and then have Undertaker Fiend at WrestleMania, um, and then you obviously you'd have Roman Reigns, against King Corbin or something like that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure necessarily how they do it, but I can see King Corbin winning it as well. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say Drew McIntyre wins it. I'm gonna say that they're gonna go ahead and they're gonna just go ahead and ride this momentum Drew McIntyre has, and it's gonna be Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship. All right, so there are my predictions for the Royal Rumble pay-per-view tomorrow night. Make sure you check me out after the Royal Rumble pay-per-view right here, the rapid reaction to the Royal Rumble. We're gonna talk about what went down and all of the matches, talk about the surprise entries and anything like that. And also, we're going to go back over my predictions to see how I did. Like I said earlier, I am going to keep my predictions all year long. So when we get to the end of the year, we will see exactly how good was I at predicting what was going on in wrestling this year. So yeah, that is good. Post your comments down below. Tell me what you guys think. Give me your predictions or what you think is going to happen tomorrow night, and tell me who do you want to see. You know, what do you want to see? Your predictions and what you want to see happen are two different things. Like for instance, I am predicting, Lacey Evans winning the SmackDown Women's Championship, but I think to be honest, I would like to see Bayley, keep it and continue her momentum on until WrestleMania. So let me know what you guys think about all of that. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and I have a Patreon that you can go and check out. Links down in the description box down below is patreon.com/AJTrip. So go up and subscribe to become a patron to the AJ Trip channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is your boy AJ Trip signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. And I am out.